This is Jim Ball reporting in Springfield, and in a minute here we're going to let Paul Nutting go over his new proposed budget, which includes a 5-cent property tax increase, and then a counterpoint by Alderman Bruce Head. But first, let's go out into the community and see what you have to say. First, I decided to tap into some local Springfield wisdom, and I did that with Lorraine Pickering. She's 100 years old. Let's see what she thinks of the proposed tax hike.
Well, I don't see no need to increase it myself.
I support Paul Nutting. I think he does a really good job, and I understand he's trying to do what's best for the city. But for me personally, and as a business owner, it hurts to continue property increase last year and then another one this year.
Well, the 5 cents seems reasonable since Springfield's city tax is low for the services we get. The problem in the statement that he made bothers me is he implies that there's about 30 more cents to go over the next few years, and that would be a little harder to absorb.
Clearly, we've got cost of living going up for everybody. We've got a lot of city employees that deserve to at least be reasonably or fairly compensated for their services. And as long as we're doing the best we can to hold the line on expenses and not unnecessarily spend money, then sometimes that's just what has to be done.
So tell us about your tax increase and why you think we need it.
Well, Jim, this is a recommended tax increase for this year. The board will make the final decision. Let's put the tax increase in perspective. Until last year, for the 23 years before that tax increase, we had no tax increase. The last tax increase for the city before last year was 1988. And in that year, and the 6 years before that, 5 of those 6 years had tax rate increases. Most of them between 15 and 40 cents, if memory serves me correct. So put that in perspective. Also put into perspective when you look at what we pay now. We are paying about $1.06 or $1.07 in school taxes, of which we are getting D&F schools. So when that perspective is there, then you'll understand. Now, in 1993, 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2004, 2006, 2008, and 2009, the city issued bonds for capital improvements. And not in one single year that those were issued did we increase the tax rate. Not one penny. But we built the facilities, we provided the services, and at some point, you're going to have to pay for those, for the operational costs and for the facility costs. I think the city's been a good steward of the money. One of the critical things for me when I look at a budget is to not, first of all, spend all the money and keep those reserves going, but it's irresponsible to bring your reserves below a certain level. I'm trying to maintain a reserve about $2.5 million minimum. So that we can pay salaries and pay the bills and do all the things we have to do before the taxes come in. So these are things that you have to keep in mind. So when I look at 6 cents one year, 5 cents in another, I'd much rather give people smaller incremental changes than I would to hit them with 25, 30, or 35 cents. This year you're looking at 5 cents, but Jim, we're also going to refund the 2008 bonds. And that will save us about $170,000 for this year only. Well, think if that weren't taken out of the budget for 1 year, what would the tax rate increase be? Also remember when we built the school, we made it clear to everybody that if we were going to pay our half, our $3 million, we were going to have debt service of 6 cents. And the school's been built now for a year, and we haven't put a 6-cent tax rate increase in that 3/4 of the population voted to say they're okay with it. So I think the request or the recommendation is more than justified. The board will have the final say, of course, and whatever the board decides, we're going to continue to manage the best way we can.
So you're opposed to the increase. Can you tell us why?
I think that, yes, I am opposed to the increase. Things are still tough out there for a lot of folks, and I think that government at every level needs to live within their means right now.
Paul Nutting says that though we do have a bit of a reserve, if we don't do something about it, we're going to be out of money within a couple of years. He thinks it's just prudent to add to the budget. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think a healthy reserve is good. The city does have a healthy reserve right now. We have used some of it in the preceding years to continue to do some progressive things for this city. But, we just need to look hard at our expenses at every level and figure out a way to avoid this property tax increase.
Where would we cut if we were to do so?
I'm really not sure at this point. I've done an initial look at the budget. I need to spend some more time with it, and we need to brainstorm as a board and decide where our priorities need to be.
What is the general feeling of the whole board? What do you think? If you could try to encapsulate that.
I'm not sure because we haven't met and discussed it. I think generally the board is going to be look at a property tax increase very hard. I think that this board knows that things are still tough out there, and I hope we'll be creative and avoid this tax increase.
So if I were to try to get you to gauge how much for or against this tax increase you are, where would that be? A scale from 1 to 10.
10 being against.
Right.
10.
So why are you so strongly against it?
Again, I think that at every level of government, whether it be federal, state, or local, that we don't need tax increases. Already government as a whole takes a large percentage, of our pay to pay taxes, and it's got to stop somewhere. This city's done a lot of progressive things in the past few years. I know we have to pay for those things, but we need to take a breather. I mean, we can't continue. We have to pay for what we've done, but we need to take a little step back, look at our priorities again, and say, okay, let's start over.
Maybe dip into that reserve a little bit?
Well, that's a possibility. I think this budget uses some of that reserve already, but possibly we need to look at that reserve closely and think about using a little more of it.
Well, there you have it, Springfield. So in comments below, tell us, are you for or against the tax increase? Be sure to articulate why you feel the way you do. And you never know, outside of a vote, this may be a good opportunity to let them know what you think and possibly ultimately affect the decision they make. This has been Jim Ball reporting for SmokeyBarn.com's Robertson County Daily in Springfield.
When you're facing a medical emergency, time is critical. Every minute matters. And today, time is on your side. Because Northcrest Medical Center is ready 24/7. We have the experience and expertise to act decisively and the leading-edge technology crucial for life-saving surgery, letting you get back to the life you love. Northcrest Medical Center, bringing exceptional care to our community.